are going to the former Prince Andrew and not to survivors. There are a few things that really need to be done immediately. First is the release of all of the files, which we know. Next is to hold accountable those who continuously exploit. And the third is to pass Virginia's bill. We need to pass Virginia's bill because justice should never, ever expire. Release the damn files.
Well done, Danny. We're supposed to go. Thank you, everybody.
We'll now hear from Ranking Member Robert Garcia.
Hey, everyone. I'm going to just make a few comments, and I just wanted to start by saying that it is always an honor and to just be here with the courage of Annie. For those that don't know, Annie Farmer and her story and the story of her family, we are always in awe of you and of everything that you and your family have gone through. We just want to know that we love you and we support you, always. I also just want to thank the whip for her leadership, also to all of the women in our caucus that are providing so much support to the survivors, that are part of our investigation, that are leading on this issue. I know that both of our committees are so grateful. Not Judiciary, Oversight Democrats, our Democratic women are leading the way on this issue, and we are forever grateful to every single one of you for your leadership, your voice, and your courage in uplifting these incredible women. So thank you so much for that. And I just want to remind the President and the Attorney General that they are right now in violation of the law. And when the President makes his speech tonight, he is going to know that looking back at him will be numerous survivors of Epstein's abuse, and that he is facilitating the single largest cover-up in modern American history. It's the single largest cover-up in modern American history. And who are we protecting? Why are we protecting powerful, wealthy, connected men? Why are we protecting billionaires from justice? Because we're always going to center the survivors. The single most important part of our investigation and what we're guided by is justice for Annie. It's justice for Maria. It's justice for so many that have been wronged, harmed, and terrorized by not just Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, but by the co-conspirators and all that helped them commit their abuse. Let's be clear, over 50% of the files have still not been released to the public. And we know as early as just today and yesterday, there are numerous files that we have confirmed that are missing from the DOJ that we know exist, including accusations, and serious accusations, not just against the president, but against others. It's time to release the files. It's time to center their survivors. And the president should know that even though he wants to call this a hoax, that our investigation is just getting started.
Thank you so much, Congressman Garcia. Your leadership has meant so much to myself and to so many of us. The government's original sin in this case was not following up in any way on my sister, Maria Farmer's 1996 report to the FBI about Epstein and Maxwell and the powerful circle that surrounded them. Since that time, the girls and women who were abused by these criminals have been repeatedly neglected and re-victimized by our own government. The recent release of materials highlights this, as the names of many powerful individuals remain redacted, while the names, personal data, and even images, nude images, of many victims were released. Rather than apologize for this failure, this DOJ has doubled down on denial and distraction. We are tired of the games. When those we elect to office misuse their positions, it harms us all. We are here to remind our elected leaders and other Americans that there is always a choice. You can sit by and watch the abuse of power, as so many wealthy, educated, connected individuals did in the Epstein case. Or you can do the right thing, the courageous thing. You can speak out the way my sister Maria Farmer did because of her concern for her younger sisters. You can speak out the way Virginia Giuffre did after she looked down and saw her daughter and knew she deserved safety and protection. I know that courage is contagious because these women inspired me to find my voice. And the more I have used it, the more I have heard from others who are speaking out about their own experiences of abuse and standing with us in demanding true transparency, the whole truth that survivors and the American people deserve. Thank you.
Now we'll hear from Rep. Maxine Dexter.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here. I am Maxine Dexter, a mother, a physician, and the proud U.S. representative for Oregon's 3rd, and I'm deeply honored to have Lisa Phillips here as my guest tonight for the State of the Union, a survivor of Epstein's abuse, a powerful voice for justice, and she will attend the State of the Union tonight on my behalf. Tonight, as Epstein survivors like Lisa stare down our government, a government that has failed them for decades, you will all bear witness to an important shift in power in this nation. The wealthy and influential have persistently been shielded from accountability for their actions. This has certainly been true for the Epstein class of abusers. This exclusive, twisted club has gone to great lengths to protect their own, to bury the truth, and to perpetuate harm to young girls and women across the world. Not anymore. Tonight, as Trump tries to spend his first year in office as anything other than a crusade to protect himself and the Epstein club of abusers, Lisa's presence, the survivors' presence, makes clear that the powerful will not be protected. It is due to the persistent courage and resilience of survivors that abusers will be held accountable and brought to justice. Accountability means the Department of Justice fully investigates and prosecutes the crimes disclosed in the Epstein files when we get to see them. I was there just a few hours ago. There's hundreds of papers that are completely blacked out still. The brave women who have persistently advocated for transparency and accountability deserve our deepest respect and gratitude. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for being here, for your voice, for your courage. You've helped us protect our girls, my girl, from evil and have sheltered and will help us unshelter the powerful who have been hiding too long. I proudly stand with you, demanding the time of protecting abusers to come to an end. Thank you, and I'm going to yield to Lisa Phillips now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Phillips, and I'm a survivor of Jeffrey Epstein and his world. I want to thank Congresswoman Dexter of Oregon for inviting me to be here today. It's such an honor. I always get emotional because every time I look at my survivor sisters behind me, I am reminded that they represent at least 200 victims. I don't want you guys to forget that. So when I stand here, I do not stand alone. I represent hundreds of faceless, nameless survivors. Some I have had the honor of knowing and supporting over the last few years, young women and girls who were never given a voice. My survivor sisters and I have come to Capitol Hill many times this past year, as you know, and we will keep coming back again and again until all the Epstein files have been released, because accountability is impossible without full transparency. Those of us who lived through the horrors of the Epstein world have always known this was never just a story about one powerful man. It was never just a crisis of wealth and privilege in America. It is and always has been a global crisis of corruption. We are only beginning to understand the depth and breadth of it, and the question remains, how many more powerful figures on the international stage will be named when the remaining files are released? The world deserves to know. That is why it has been an honor to recently speak with elected officials in several European nations, urging each country to launch independent investigations into every single person of power named in these files. Every person named. Some may have committed no crimes. Some may have. But every person connected to wrongdoing in Epstein's world in any nation must be investigated and, if appropriate, held accountable. Every single one. We're not going away. We're not fading into silence. Thank you.
Laura Bloom.
Hi, my name is Laura Bloom McGee. My remarks are very short because my survivor sisters have said a lot. I want to thank Congresswoman, I believe she just stepped out, Julia Brownley of California, that graciously invited me here from Arkansas. I have not heard from any of our leaders from Arkansas, so thank you, Congresswoman Brownley. Speaking out about sex trafficking saves lives. Being here with my sisters has helped save mine. This has never been about politics. It's about little girls and young women who have and continue to be exploited by the powerful. Justice should be non-negotiable. Transparency should be non-negotiable. Integrity should be non-negotiable. No one should escape accountability. We will continue fighting for independent investigations and prosecutions as the evidence warrants. We will not be silenced. Thank you.
Melanie and Representative Andrea Romero. Melanie, Representative Melanie Stansbury, my hermana from New Mexico.
Yes. All right. Whew. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury from New Mexico's 1st Congressional District, and I am so deeply honored to introduce to you the original co-sponsor of the Epstein Files Truth Commission in the state of New Mexico, Andrea Romero, the State House Representative. I want to share a few thoughts today as we prepare to enter the chamber tonight to face Donald Trump and to demand justice for not only the survivors standing behind us, but all survivors who have been failed by the U.S. Department of Justice in prosecuting crimes against children and women and boys and people who have been exploited for decades. We are gathered here today to fight for one thing: justice and accountability, and we will not be silenced. We will not move on. And that is why I am grateful to be joined by my guests who will talk about the work that we are doing in New Mexico. But tonight matters more than ever because survivors deserve to be seen, they deserve to be heard, and their presence matters more than ever as the world's eyes are upon us. Because let me remind you that every survivor who is here who raised their hand a couple of weeks ago during Pam Bondi's hearing knows that they have been failed by this administration and many administrations in getting the justice that they so rightly deserve. We refuse to let the powerful hide behind money, power, and influence. And we refuse to remain silent about Donald Trump's hiding about the truth of his own individual investigation. These are the files that the FBI has removed from their public Department of Justice database. The yellow files here are the files that President Trump is hiding. The yellow files here are investigations with a woman who was abused as a minor and who alleged that Donald Trump was her abuser. These are the files that they are hiding among many millions of more. But I want to just